Welcome to Real Judaism with Rabbi Klapper. Unfiltered wisdom for Jewish life.
Okay, Be'ez Hashem, we're back here on Daf Tez Zayin. We just started Ois Gimel, Ishdu Beisi. So we quoted last time that the Rabbi Yossi said that he never called his wife my wife. He called his wife my home. That's where we left off. He saw the greatness, the elevated nature of a woman when she fulfills her purpose, which is the home. And like we mentioned last time, b'chas v'sholom, to look down on such a thing. This is a tremendous, tremendous avodah. It is, like we said last week, probably the most important thing that a person could do, and that is building her home, building the next generation. Chazal pirushu b'perish echad vayevidu Mitzrayim ez b'nei Yisrael b'farach. So he brings a pasuk in Shemois Perek Aleph that during the time that Klal Yisrael was in the Shibud in Mitzrayim, it says that they made Klal Yisrael work avodas parech, a very hard labor. Hetilu avodas anoshim al anoshim v'avodas anoshim al anoshim. So he quotes here from one of the Mamari Chazal, a well-known one, that says that what was the avodas parach, this hard labor? He put the men's work on the women, and he put the women's work on the men. Gemara and Sait. So this needs to be explained. I can understand. Then you put a man's work, heavy labor, shiputzim, building, carrying bricks, on the women, zui avodas parach. That's hard labor. You're making a woman do hard labor like that. I can understand. That's called avodas parach. Bishvil hanoshim, for a woman. Aval avodas hanoshim al hanoshim. But the work that you put a woman's work on a man, harezu kala me'al hanoshim. That would be lighter for a man, right? Generally, men are physically stronger than women, which is why men have generally more physically demanding jobs than women do. So if you're going to put a woman's work on a man, that shouldn't be lighter on a man. Why would it be avodas perech? Lo avodas perech. It shouldn't be avodas perech. It shouldn't be hard labor. Bir advarim. So he explains what's the idea here. Avshemuvan hagashmi zu hakola ach be'ofen hanafshi kasher legeber la'asos avodas noshim ki eino motzi inyan behem ve'ein lo sipuk mehem. So, from a physical perspective, yes, this might be easier, but from a nafshi, when he's saying nafshi over here, what it means is that, your soul work. But what it means is that what work that is matim for you. Is this work that suits you or doesn't suit you? You're not going to find any satisfaction in doing work like this. Somebody who's a professional will only be truly successful in his profession if he enjoys and he gets satisfaction from doing the work that he does. If somebody who is a tailor, so the tailor will get, if he enjoys being a tailor, then he'll get satisfaction from putting together a nice suit or a nice shirt. Somebody who's a builder, sipuk in making binyan yafa and mushlam. If somebody's a kablan, so then he'll get a certain level, he'll get sipuk, satisfaction out of building and making a nice building. Shkoach. Milamid yiladim, somebody who's a teacher, matzliach rak im yesh lo sipuk mizeh shemelamed umekadim et talmidov. He'll only get sipuk he'll only really be successful if he enjoys teaching children. V'lo oish l'melamed v'oy l'talmidov. And if he doesn't really get sipuk, oy to him and oy to his students. Meaning, there has to be a connection between a person and their work. That's what we mentioned, I believe, last time, that the Chovas Levova says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu puts into every single person the tools that they need for their specific mission in their life. A person spends a lot of time in his life at work, a lot of time. And if he doesn't enjoy what he's doing, then it's mamish like torture. Mamish like torture. Why are you doing it? I need to make money. I need to make money. So you have to make money and be tortured? Well, why don't we find the tools that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave you and take a part also that way? Right? It's not, there's somewhat of a misunderstanding when it comes to working. Most people, in fact, the great majority of people view that there is a direct connection between your profession and the amount of money that you make. If you work in certain professions, you will make more money. And if you work in other professions, you will make less money. That is the world view of most people. When really that's not true. It's not. You can have somebody who is working, who has a certain job in a certain area, which generally doesn't make so much money, and he can be making a ton of money. And you can have other people who, I'll give you an example, right? Let's say a real estate agent. So a real estate agent can be making anywhere from nothing, right, to a crazy amount of money. Crazy amount of money. Millions, tens of millions of dollars. Hundreds of millions of dollars. Right? Yeah, it's possible. It's certainly possible. I know people like that. Who are making truckloads of money. Yeah? And there are other people that are making zero. They're making nothing. There are doctors out there that are also not making very much money. They're not. It depends on what you're working for. Yeah, I know somebody who has a double major from a very prestigious university in Massachusetts, can't make a dime. And you have guys who drop out of college and they're making mints. How did that happen? It happens because the Rabbi Shalom sets it up that way. What should a person do for work? He should do what's matim for him. Right? I had a friend one time who went into social work. And the truth of the matter is, I really thought that was very matim for him. It was very, very matim for him. But then I heard he switched and he became a lawyer. I don't even know. I don't know what happened. I didn't hear the rest of the story, but it's like, there's something not right over here. Why did he do that? I have another friend who was a lawyer, and he uses his tools to help people, but that's what he was. He was a lawyer. I think during Corona, somehow he lost his job, and he went back to school and he became a social worker. And that was very matim. I don't know the end of the story. I'm not in touch with all these people all the time, but the ma'aseh, that's what it is. The job has to be matim to you. For a man to do woman's work, it's not matim. You're not going to get satisfaction from it. And that's why it was avodas perach. Im hatalta hatafkid shel niul abayis ala isha, nasan Hashem yizborach leisha sipuk me avodas abayis. If HaKadosh Baruch Hu put on a woman the tafkid of running the house, of building the home, then he also gave that woman sipuk, the satisfaction in doing it. Shehein be'enav haba'al chad gvanit v'chozeret al atman avodas perach. In the eyes of the husband, this is one color, meaning all of this is just boring. It's just repetitive all the time. Laundry and more laundry and more laundry. You wait till after yum tovim. Oh my gosh, so much laundry is crazy, right? You have to do the dishes every day, the same thing. What seems to be from a man's perspective, such monotonous work. I'm going to go crazy. So for a man, that's avodas perach. There's no sipuk in it. It seems like, I can't handle this. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu put it into the koichos of woman that she'll get sipuk from this. Right? Lachein, that's why HaKadosh Baruch Hu put into a woman a lot of emotion. And she's very emotional. Etzla sholet hergesh yoter me'aseichel. A woman has more, is more on the side of the emotional side than on the intellectual side. Not to say that women can't be intellectual and they're not smart, but the HaKadosh Baruch Hu created them that they tilt much more towards the emotional sides of things, than the sichli side of things. Ha'isha osekes b'inyonei habayis. A woman, even if a woman has a profession and she's working, but her main job, and it should be, is in the home. So she's being oisik in the home. Shurim ba'olam ha'kashmi. Everything in the home is physical. Yes, of course, there's possibilities of infusing it with ruchnius, and that's part of the relationship between a husband and a wife. Is the husband is supposed to bring home the ruchnius to a place that the home is ready to be makabel the ruchnius, and that's exactly what a woman's supposed to be doing, creating a home that's ready to be makabel the ruchnius. But the home itself is very, very physical. Running the home, cleaning, getting the kids ready, getting them dressed, giving them baths, doing the dishes, cooking, laundry. There's so many things, and they over and over and over again. They never stop. Of course, it's always a good idea to give your wife a vacation, right? If she likes a massage or to send her out on one of these women's retreats, I'm all, great idea, all for it. But Lamaisa, that doesn't change the fact that this is her place and her tachlis, and she gets sipuk from it. And that's why he says over here, HaKadosh Baruch Hu made her more emotional. There's a connection between the two. Hagisha el ha'olam hagashmi hu derech hachushim. The way to connect to the physical world is through our senses. Upe sholet hergesh yoter me'aseh. Upo sholet haregesh yoter me'aseh. This is the place where the emotions have much more control than the seichel, than the mind. Yesh le'ish harbe techushos regesh lisader or linikayon or liyoifi. A woman has a tremendous feeling. She feels good when the house is clean, when the children are clean, when there's food, when she feels pretty, when things look nice. She gets a tremendous satisfaction from that. She enjoys that very much. Of course, obviously, each woman in her own way. Some women very much are food people, right? I think sometimes they even call them foodies, right? That when they prepare, these meals, whether it's a lot or specialized foods, they get a certain sipuk from that. Other women, it's the way their home looks, right? A woman, even if a woman is not necessarily super makpid about what her home looks like, she will not let anybody into the house if it's not clean. That's for sure. She's embarrassed, Pashut. Right? Why? I mean, what's the big deal? So what? Everybody else's house is like that anyway. Sichli. No. Sichli doesn't fly over here. It's the way I feel. I'm going to be embarrassed if somebody walks in here. Because yoifi, the way the beauty of the house, the way the beauty of she looks, the way the kids look, right? You have all these women who have like 12 kids and they're all wearing the same exact outfit, right? So this way you only have to buy one and just every single size. Lamaisa is the reason for it. There's a seder, there's a yoifi. That's part of the regesh. That's where she gets sipuk. For most men, they would not be able to handle such a thing. I know for myself, I would have a very, very hard time with a lot of these things, but we don't have to get into details. Bayit naki u'mesudar yafeh noten li'isha sipuk nafshi. She gets a real satisfaction from having a very nice, clean, orderly home. A husband also understands that there has to be a certain order in the home. Things have to be organized. You understand that? If there is an order in the book shrunk, on the shelves, and he's not going to be able to find the sefer that he's looking for. Ulam zu havana sichlis. That's not because that's not emotional. It's not emotional. He just needs to find the sefer, and it's not on the place where I left it. What happened to it? Right? No, I organize it based on color. You what? You organize my seforim based on color? I don't even remember what color the sefer was. How am I going to find it? Right? No, obviously that's already, al tagzim, right? We don't have to go so far. But the mice, yeah, I want it to be like this. I want this farm to be over here because it makes it look more nice. Right? If you think about it for a second, there's a very interesting difference between men and women. For a man, a man will get a tremendous sipuk while looking at his farm that he used. I learned this masech, I learned that masech. And you see on the outside, it's broken through, it's got a broken binding. I really learned this one. I guess super. For a woman, it might be like, if that doesn't look nice on the shelf. I don't want to show that off in front of everybody. Right? But like that's the prettiest thing that there is. That's the most beautiful thing that there is. Well, obviously, we have different ideas of what something beautiful is. Right? Sometimes the seichel tells you, you know what? I have to be mevater on seder. Right now, I only have a certain amount of time. I have to give up on making things organized because I have to do something else that's very, very important. And I'm going to skip this in order to do something else which is more important. Sometimes you have to do that. But for a woman is not like that. A woman will not be mevater. No. You have a meeting now? Nobody is coming in this house until it gets cleaned up over here. I don't care you have a meeting. It doesn't make a difference. What do you mean? Like the Rosh Hashiva is coming? The Rosh Hashiva is coming? Then he's certainly not coming in until his house is clean. Were you going to make the Rosh Hashiva wait outside? No. Everybody here is going to make sure to clean up. Right? Let's say, he gives an example. A man is learning at home. Beautiful thing. He's learning at home. He's bringing Torah into his home and he's learning a sugya. She wrote to the Chadish about divrei Torah anyways. He's speaking maybe, and he's speaking at Shabbat brachos. He's got to come up with a nice vort. Motzi seforim ma'aron. He starts taking seforim out off the shelves. Ad shemitasefes ala shulchan arima shel seforim. Till he has books and books and titles. Isn't there anything more beautiful than that? Books and books on top of seforim that are on the table, right? Who pointed laleches elakoy? Well, you know what? He looks at his watch. Oh my gosh. I'm late. I gotta go now. Wait, honey. 1 second. Before you go, put all the seforim back. 1 second. I'm coming back. I'm late and I'm coming back. She said, Bittul Torah. What do you mean? Why am I putting it back? I'm already late. I have to go. I'm going to miss the bus. And not only that, I'm going to go right back to it. You want me to put it back and take it back out again? Just leave it here and I'm going to come back and do it. No, please don't leave this out. Don't leave it out. It doesn't make any sense. Why should I waste time putting it back and taking it back out? I'm going to need it again. In 3 hours, I'm going to need it again. What's the point? Doesn't make any sense. And to him, this looks like stam. You're making me work for nothing. But from her end, she sees by him, but you're not thinking about me. You're not thinking about all my hard work. You're not thinking about the house. Like, what's going on over here? She's careful. She's very makbid. It should be clean. It should be orderly. He's making fun of her. You don't see the chashivas as having something clean? I don't understand you. Here you have a classic example where you have a misunderstanding because each one doesn't understand where the other one is coming from. She doesn't understand him because he's being all sickly. He's being all, stop being intellectual about things already, okay? Why can't you see how important this is to me? And he's like, it just doesn't make any sense. What are you doing? This just doesn't make any sense. Why? Why should we do that? It's on the husband to know. That is part of her soul. It's part of her essence. Cleanliness and orderliness is part of her essence. Even a woman who generally is messy, she still cares. She really does care. It just she might not be able to do it because you can't. Okay, shkoach.
Thank you for joining Real Judaism, where we explore Torah's wisdom for real life. Created by J Foundations and produced by Eli Podcast Productions. Find more episodes at realjudaism.org and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.